Good afternoon. Welcome back. Are you all fed or fed up? I hope you're not fed up of us here because we've planned something very special. It's like dessert after your lunch. So I hope you don't eat too much of that traditional Slovenian dessert because what we have here, as you can see and you've sampled it, it's like dessert to the soul. I'm going to welcome the speakers, and if you can find your friends from the lunchroom and bring them down here, because this is going to be quite a journey. It's going to be a deep dive. Like you know, we're inching closer to the end with every moment. This is our second to last session before we close this weekend of celebrations and sisterhood. So really, let's come in with our hearts and souls and spirits, and really open up the doorways. For this session, I already have the very, very special healer that you already had the opportunity to meet with her yesterday, Allegra Jenkins. A spiritual guide, a sound healer, a shamanic sound healer, and she's going to take us on a beautiful journey in just a few moments. I'd like to invite Sonia Trost. Sonia, welcoming the lovely Sonia. You've met her as well. She's the creator of the beautiful mandalas we saw at the Mirza. Welcome, Sonia. Such a pleasure to have you. Oh, big hug. Sonia is an eco-architect, a feng shui and vastu architect. She's a mandala artist, an art sound mandala musician performer. It's a pleasure to have you. If we have in the house Tanya Bogotai, welcoming Tanya Bogotai. Tanya is a leadership and transformational coach and consultant, and she's the owner and leader of #Be Powerful and Free. Inviting Marta Macedoni Lukšić. Welcoming Marta. Representing the Faculty of Medicine and Institute of Autism Spectrum Disorders in Ljubljana. She is an assistant professor at the University of Ljubljana. It's an honor to have you, Professor. Were you involved with the project that we witnessed yesterday? That was really, truly inspirational. Thank you for your presence. We have a lady all the way from the Netherlands. I'd like to welcome Sonsoles Alonso. Did I say it correctly? Oh, good. Businesses and team transformational consultant coming from the Netherlands. Welcoming our last speaker for this enlightening session, Ivanka Novakovic. From Serbia, a psychologist, an energy psychologist, organizational development consultant, and author, trainer, and ICF executive coach. What a privilege to have this lady of multifarious talents amongst us. Welcoming all the lovely ladies before us on this very, very special session as we transition from the individual to the collective, as we create the future with that power. Shall we begin? Shall we go on this special journey? Perfect. I invite this gifted healer, Allegra, to... Well, shall we do that?
We shall. You're going
You
to
will
hold the
begin.
mic. I will begin. I will begin with the individual. It never occurred to me ever that I would become a shamanic sound healer. It's like, that was a very interesting career change. So what I do is I work with sound and vibration, because we've all got our physical body, but we all know that we have our energy body as well. And by using sound and using vibration, I enable individuals, because I don't do the clearing, they do the clearing, I enable them to clear some of the negative energy that they've built up over their lifetimes. I use these, the bowls, I use this. This is an Om fork. And the earth goes round the sun once every 365 days. This is the 32nd octave of that frequency. Wow. So Om is actually linked to everything. I have this Om fork. And I have this one, which you can't, but you feel it. You feel the vibration. I have bowls of various sizes. And I have a rattle, a very special rattle, that came from Kibera, the biggest slum in Nairobi. So, anyway, I work with individuals, but today I want to show you the power of the collective. So I think it's your turn now to stand up and to come forward. Leave your bags, leave your phones. If this group can go down, and you hold them on. Yeah.
We'll all go down, yeah? Okay, so if everyone can come close together, we're all coming down. We're going to make a big circle. So if you can start already coming in a circle formation, and we'll go down there. Yeah. If you can just there's room for everyone. Just come in a big, big circle.
If we can all make a circle. The circle is very important. It's the shape of Mother Earth. Okay, good. Now then, we're going to make a sound mandala with the most powerful sound there is, which is the sound of your own voice. As women, we've grown up frightened of our own voices. I'm not asking you to sing because I can't sing. I'm asking you to tone. When we do the sound healing, I go through the sounds of the chakras. So our third eye chakra is an I. And our throat chakra, which is our ears and our mouth, is an Our heart chakra, which we open with our hands open, is an Ah. Our solar plexus is an Oh. Oh. Our sacral is a U. Ooh. And then our root chakra is a very grounded So now you know the sounds of your chakras. I want you now to choose any sound at all, any vowel sound, and start singing that sound. And we're going to add all the voices of these women here, all the learning that we've had, all the experiences that we've had in our lifetimes. We're going to add them into this circle. So when you're ready, ah, keep going. Ah, close your eyes. Now then, reach out your hands and feel the energy of that sound. Feel it physically. Scoop it up. Pour that sound over yourself. Bathe yourself in all that knowledge and all that love. Turn to the person next to you and bathe them with this sound, with this beautiful mandala that we have made together. And then take some and throw it across the circle to the person opposite. Catch it. Beautiful. And now, let's pull it down. Pull down the sound. And what we're going to do with love, honor, and respect is we're going to pull this sound, the sound of this beautiful collection of women and man, and we're going to very gently and with love give it to Slovenia. Give it to the dragon line that runs close here, close by. Give it to the land, and very gently now pass it down, pass that energy, pass that love through the earth, through all the roots of all those trees that are all connected together, right down, keeping it going. That love has now gone to the very center of the earth, through this gateway called Slovenia, the country of love. Very gently rise up. Very gently turn to somebody next to you. Very gently caress them. Very gently make sure that you caress that lady there who is on her own. Pass the love around. And then very gently walk backwards and leave the circle. There. All with force.
Thank you for moving us and taking us to a place of deep wisdom, deep antiquity, back to the core of the earth. I felt that, really did. Thank you. Thank you for this connection. Speaking of transformation through circles, through spheres, through mandalas. I'd like to invite a very, very vibrant and special lady amongst us. Please welcome Sonia Trosht.
So, I would, in the beginning, invite you all again here more near us, because today we see it is France Prešeren Cultural Day, our Slovenian great poet, and he was specially writing great poets for women, and for one Urška. And we, all of us are Urška, not just today, all the day. So maybe if we can sing together that we make this mandala circle for all Slovenia, you know? Yeah, to do it together for this special day, yes. It's our cultural day because of him, and we have a national song that we all sing. It's our hymna, it's our song, Slovenia.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Please, if you can stand up, you can come with me. Ja, kar bližje pridite. Yes, please, come near. You will try to sing with us. So, we will sing first and then second, 2 verses, huh? Živi naj vsi narodi, ki hrepeni dočaka dan. Bo vsak, ne vrag, ne sosed bo, ne vrag, ne sosed bo meja. Živi na Slovenke prelepe žlahtne rožice, ni take je mladenke, kot naše je krvi dekle. Naj sinov zarodno, iz vas bo strah iz vas bo strah sovražnikov.
Thank you for sharing that solidarity with us.
Yeah.
We shared, we got the privilege to share your national anthem with you. Thank you for including us in your special day. Thank you.
Yeah. It is not coincidence, I think. We have this on our national day.
It's not a coincidence.
And to put us together in this vibration of mandala.
What a beautiful idea.
Yes. So.
Let's hear your journey.
Thank you. So I would now introduce my vision, my work, what is my mission, I think, here, also for today and for all over the world, I think. Because from the childhood, I already felt this side that I knew that I will be or artist or architect. I was already, when I was really, really young, you know, my parents were building the house here in Ljubljana, and I see near the sea, under the sky, because I like to observe it. And they were having big hills of the sand, you know, in front of the house. And I was just outside, they were working, and me, I was all the time projecting or painting in the sand these circles of mandalas, or building these cities from the sand, or drawing, you know. And then after many years, I was maybe 40, and I drew mandala, and then I remember from the childhood, this my project in the sand was already in the circle of mandala, you know. Every but everything was like this. So, and I want to say this because we need to hear our voice. All is inside, already known. We just need to recognize it. And after I was developing this my attraction to colors, to art, to this painting, and I knew from ever I will be architect. I want to change this environment, this world, because by us now it's really so beautiful. Harbin says, oh, Ljubljana, Slovenia, so beautiful. It really is. We feel it now. But before, when I was younger, all around us, this city was gray, was gray. I came from somewhere. After years ago, I was coming from India. Everything was colorful. And this city, I came inside, gray, no colors, nothing, And I was studying architecture, and then I did master degree in art. And I said, if what I want to bring little this color and this symbol to this world. And I wanted to give it to architectural projects. I was I think, revolutionary this time. I was doing Vastu Shastra project, Feng Shui project. I remember when I came, I was discovering in India, I wanted to learn more about Vastu architecture. That is 5,000 years old architecture science, I would say, and it is written in Vedic scriptures. And I remember I was coming from these cities all around where mandalas. I was discovering these all people in these secret places, not in big cities, but secret places where everything was colorful. I came back, I wanted to give this to this world. I came back, I was smiling in these colors, and I came between my surrounding, all architects here in black, I was like this, but all our black environment around. And they were looking at me like that I'm little, maybe crazy, but I was not. And so from this time, I am fighting to change this environment, to give this connection with nature and connection with color to this place where we live. And all of us, we need to have this consciousness, what color and symbol and all the nature things bring to our place in our world. For example, we really already, yesterday, one my friend architect said, this place where we live is so important. We live inside now 80% or more of our time inside. If we don't have inside this influence of nature, of elements of nature, for example, of art, all whatever, color, if we don't bring this, where our soul will be, So with my also painting, not just architecture, because I do Feng Shui project mostly, and ecological projects here in Slovenia, also in other countries. Also in Phuket was one last my project, Feng Shui project, together with the nature, apartments and so. And for example, I build green buildings, always green roofs, inside natural materials. And I want to use always mandala like a principle of creation, or of art or of architecture. And I use this kind of painting or art because I want to give it a little different, because if artists are painting mandalas, they're painting 2D dimensions. But this is, maybe if you relax, it is more 3D, it puts you inside, and from inside you go outside. And I also here, there is flower of life that is very powerful symbol, and like we saw before, a sound is transforming also into the symbol. And like Nikola Tesla said, who will understand the secrets of sound, vibration, energy? He will understand all the secrets of universe. So I discovering this all my life. frequency, vibration, energy through art. And everything around us, it's vibration. And I want to express it also through the symbol of mandala, or Vedic, we say yantra, to give this to our world. And we were hearing before this sound, sound has very powerful vibration, and this sound is transforming into the symbol. And for example, in this symbol or our other symbols, because now is the science called cymatic that shows that, for example, in the water or in the sand, we have now art, sound, mandala performances where we show how these vibrations of sound are transforming in the sand or in the water into the symbols of mandalas. So we show how also this is vibration. Please support artists, because here is economic forum and everybody just look, money, this thing, I will buy these technical things, but artists, they give you power, they give you vibration, and especially mandala is also this kind of thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia, for bringing not just a symbol, this very powerful imagery to this weekend, adding the vibrance to this weekend, but it's also like going back to our roots, going back to our past. It's because we're talking about recreating the future. So the way to go into the future is through our paths, it's through our roots. Thank you for taking us on that journey. Thank you. You're special. I'd like to invite our next speaker, Tanya Bogotai, a leadership and transformational coach and consultant and creator of many businesses. You looking for this?
Thank you. Good afternoon, and it's beautiful entrance to my part of the job. Usually we need to prepare to release into, and it takes time. And sometimes at workplace, we don't get it to that place. We just rush in and we do something on the surface level. And with that, we're starting with sound. And with art and mandala connecting it all together, we actually tap to what we already have access to. So it's our source of power and all the freedom that we have to choose that power, what we do in certain moment in time, and this is this moment. And we know it's like a new age mantra, it's only here now, live it to the fullest, but then how much we really live here and now. Usually we're here, we think, I need to be here, I need to create something awesome, otherwise it takes too much risk if it won't work out, but I stay in the past or I'm in the future. And just few thoughts to connect it to this flow of energy that we're co-creating, and I really thank Allegra and Sonia that done the job for me, so it's way easier. And I don't want to put you totally into your head, although we often say that mind is something bad, but actually if we train it, if we use it, it's really powerful tool that we can use it to really create not just the future, but today, and then future follows. And the first point that I would like to add to this flow is I still have vivid vision and image and impact that made one view that I made into one bookstore, and seeing the title of one book of Patty Johnson's, and it's Wave Making, so make waves, and the subtitles be the one that starts changes at work and in life. And in that book, I mean, it helped me to see more intentionally, more systematically what I do with waves, where I put the energy, what I actually create. And it's really good to think about it, what kind of waves we create, which waves we support actively or maybe passively. I think just if I'm not active there, I don't support it, but I do tolerate it. I do encourage it if I don't change something. And the second thing that it's in that book that made me think is that there are 4 common assumptions about making waves and changes. And these are, I don't know if I know enough. I don't know, I mean, this might not work. And it's not my job. Someone else will do it. So I think we can, in certain shape or form, or relate to it. But during these 2 days, I think we are the one in this setting, more the ones that want to do it, maybe sometimes too much. And we think it's me, if I know so much, if I have the time, if I want it, if I work more, know more, collaborate with more right people, we can make it work. It might. And sometimes we just lose it where we don't get it, right? When we miss the shift where we could learn from someone else, when we could develop something new. Because actually what happens is we are not, if we start creating the future, we usually create it, as I said, from the past, from something that we already know, that it's possible. And at least it's something either I know, something I know that I don't know, so I search for that. So I need additional knowledge, different people, different surrounding to create it. And there's a huge field where I don't know that I don't know. So in that field, I go only when I start the change, and then we say life happens. So we learn what we need to learn. Sometimes we hope we won't, but then at the end we do. And looking back, we get it. But again, we are in the similar situation. What we're going to create today for tomorrow, we sometimes again go to something safe. Because the know that what I can learn, what is in reach, it's something that feels comfortable. Something that I can say, okay, if I learn, if I practice enough, I can feel good around it and I'm going to be successful in it. And the unknown looks like, okay, there's something that I can fail, that I might fail, I might not do it good, that might be people that are way better than I am. And it's actually a great relief because no one of us knows, because the tomorrow is in that place, unknown. It's actually just not known yet. And we think like if we prepare more, if we plan more, it's all good. But then again, something else can happen. And here, the second part, that this unknown, we sometimes perceive like we have to forget everything that is already done, what is there, and start from scratch. So again, we lose energy to start from scratch, instead think what is already there. And many people doing a great job, right? We just don't work together. And we're still so much in ourselves or our idea, how it's supposed to be, how we can make it, and not maybe take some breath. And Warren Buffett has once saying, the busy is new stupid. And it's in a way that it's not enough just to work. Although you think you do good things, but if they don't bring results, it's better to stop, to slow down, to see maybe something else is needed. Maybe we need to first see what is there and decide what we want to create and then how we're going to do it. And there's one quote that I really admire, and also the response from the author is from Marianne Williamson. She's the author and now presidential candidate in US. And she's often confused for one quote that is giving the credit to Nelson Mandela, that she wrote, that we are powerful beyond measure. And she said that you don't really serve the world if you play too small, so others don't feel offended. And who are we to not be powerful as we are, so that we give the permission to others to do as well. And she was asked how she sees this confusion. She says, it doesn't matter. It's not important whose credit it is, who's it, as long as people get the message that really we are powerful beyond measure. And here, the last point, that it's really important, I think, if we create, because where we put attention, time and attention, this is something that it will be created. So pay attention to what you pay attention to, because this is actually what we're creating. And if we sit around the table, we have our own perspective of the world. And if we don't slow down to really learn what others can do, not just me, all of it, and how we can continue further on, in a way, we have way less to do, and it's way not so heavy that we sometimes think complex, that we sometimes make it. And for me, being part of female wave of change, and I was in one women leaders, women leading change program, and being connected with women around the world, we brought to the session all of us with families, relationships, some wins, losses. At the end, we realized we are on the waves. That's our organization standing for. And actually, that feminine approach came down that we are on the same boat. And the point is that we are pacing it together, how fast we can go together and figure it out along the way what's the next step. So what I can learn, what I need to learn, and how to adjust all together. So in a way, I think it's in a way balancing myself and what I can do to bring all me. I often say it's you and not about you. The same goes for me. And we all come from this perspective together. We can create way faster and easier than how we're doing it today. So I hope the flow goes further on. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. We are powerful beyond measure. But I liked your take on it, your perspective that who are we not to be? We have to strip away the entitlement and say, who are we not to be? Bring it back home. Thank you for bringing it home. I'd like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Marta Matsidoni Lokshich, a PhD in developmental pediatrician. She is a leading authority in ASD, autism spectrum disorders, a well-respected authority. It's a privilege to have you with us, Doctor. Welcoming you.
Hi, I'm really getting excited during the meeting. Thank you very much for all of you to participate and to create this incredible environment. Thank you. I decided to be a medical doctor when I was 12. I can remember exact circumstances and time when my decision was made. After finishing medical school, I started working at the psychiatry, but very soon I realized it's not for me. I couldn't be honest with my work there, with myself, so I moved to pediatrics, and I felt as coming home. At the beginning, I worked with children with brain tumors, and after which I started working with children with developmental disability, first especially with children with cerebral palsy. In that time, I visited, it was late 90s, Kennedy Krieger Institute. It's in Baltimore, East Coast. And my colleague, who was my host, brought me to the Center for Autism. And it was that moment that I decided to work with children with autism and their families. I was really fall in love with it, and it became my mission, not only my job. So as Sunil told us, first decision starts in our head, but then should also go to our heart. And I must say that I work with these children, not only this, or decision was not only rational, but also it was my heart. And then some real right actions follows, and the result is here. So after I came back to Slovenia, I just looking for the possibility to go back to America, because there was nobody here in Slovenia in that time that I can learn from. And so in 2004, I was lucky to get Fulbright scholarship to go to California to the Mind Institute and learn in the field. In that time, we, with my husband, had already 4 kids. So 6 of us went to US in very, for us, unknown world, and also our dog was with us. So, so a big team work. We are this topic right now, teamwork. So in that period of 1 year in California, I could learn. And when come back, we create a team at the pediatric hospital and started working with these children. After some years, in 2013, I decided to move. I left everything we created at the pediatric hospital. I left everything and go to work at my own institute and started from the bottom, I may say, and create much smaller team now because of the very scarce financial support that we got from the government. So what I had to learn during this journey? First, I needed to learn to work in team because autism spectrum is such a comprehensive and complex disorder that one individual just cannot change lives of these children and their families. So we need to work together, many professionals, and I need to learn how to work in team. It's quite a challenging for me, and I'm still learning. And also, I have to learn how to lead a team. Secondly, what's about decision? So we may say that our lives are the result of all decisions we've made during all this time in the past. And of course, whatever you decide for, to follow yourself, to follow your dreams, or against it, you have to pay price. I decided to follow myself, but I had to pay price when I started. But it's normal, you know, when you want to be, want to go out of the average. You know, many people just are against you, and I need to say that also many women were against me. And women are even worse than men, I may say. But, you know, whatever you experience, or in support of you or against you, everything is important to build you and to becoming whatever you want to be. Next, after you made a decision, people come to support you. It's not the opposite. Many people just wait for the perfect or optimal circumstances to make decision after, but it's not like that. First, you have to decide, and then people come. And one of my main supporter, the best friend, is my husband, sitting there. He came also to support me today. And without him, I just couldn't reach all these things I told you about. So, of course, everything we've done, it's not only a result of your work. But as I said, you have to decide. And then things go together in right way. So, also, I may say that, so we have 4 kids. I also was able to make a good enough professional career, but I never thought about decide between career or family. I always wanted both, everything, and everything is possible because limitations are only in our head. So I'm very happy today, and that I follow myself, my dreams, and that I'm very thankful to get people who support me on this journey, And I may say that nothing is comparable with the feeling after you follow yourself and become person in more holistic, in more comprehensive way. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Marta, for your immeasurable contribution in the field of ASD and autism-related research that you have done over a lifetime. Also, we have deep gratitude for you as you acknowledge that one of the most phenomenal examples of teamwork that exist in our world today is actually the family structure. That was such a beautiful point you brought out. And gratitude to also your best friend who's here in support. Thank you for being here. This is for you. Thank you. Because like we've been saying this over the past 2 days, that we're a sum total of the people that support and love us. And their presence is everything. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. I'd like to welcome an international organizational development consultant and a team and executive coach. I welcome Sonsoles Alonso. She is also, I'll have you know, a very well-known pianist and producer in the Netherlands. Yes.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you, Marta, also for introducing the word teamwork, because that is what my presentation is going to be about. So thank you very much. Yes. So I was just curious, how many of you attended yesterday my presentation about intuition in business? Anyone? Yeah? Okay. So yesterday I said that we are not living in an era of change, but in a change of era. We are moving from a world that used to be linear, right? And where people look to the past for solutions, to a world that is non-linear and that needs to be sensed and co-created. And we are here, of course, to pave the way for the younger generations. And these younger generations, they are being born in a world that is around. It is characterized by interdependent global challenges, by an overload of information, and also by a fast-changing market, very fast. And these younger generations, they joined the workforce and they bumped into pyramids. Vertically, there is no collaboration between different ranks, and horizontally, there is no collaboration between departments. So they are being asked to succeed in a round world with very rigid lines, vertical and horizontal. No wonder that there are so many problems, because round and rigid lines, that doesn't go very well. So the meaning of teamwork has also changed, right? In the past, it was about micromanagement. Someone micromanaged and everyone else did what they were told to do. But today, it's about a different question. How can we collaborate in a non-linear way? And here is where systemic teamwork comes to the rescue. So what is systemic teamwork? It means a number of things. It means that I work with an entire team. If the team has, and their leader also, if the team has 20 people, I work with the 20 people at the same time. I also work with all stakeholders at the same time, so just visualize a lot of people in the room. And it also means that I look at teams and product lines and organizations and industries and markets as an interdependent bunch of networks, yeah, as a network of networks. I know that this is still an unusual way of working with teams, so I would like to make an analogy to make it simpler. Yesterday, in this room, we were offered a lot of flavors. And I am not speaking about the food. I am speaking about the music. We had a choir, we had a pop band, and we also had dancers. And even though each one of them existed of individuals, each one of them as a whole has had a different flavor. We went back to our rooms with 3 different tastes. So this is the same thing for a team, for a C-section, for a board, for any kind of group of people who have a relationship of interdependence. So the question today to work as a team is, what does it want? What does board want? What does C-section want? What does team want? By working in this way, the energy in the room really relaxes because everyone realizes that failure or success doesn't depend upon one person, but upon everyone at the same time. Right? By the way, I just mentioned the word board. I am a business mentor to an organization which is called European Women on Boards. And it's a huge European project. So if there is anyone here in the room with a position of leadership, a top position, and you would like Slovenia to be part of this program, just come to me and talk to me, because the more Slovenian women who break glass ceilings, the better for all of us, because we live in an interdependent world. So that said, my clients, they come to me with questions like, how do I build a 360 team? How do I build a team of teams? How do I integrate my millennials? Or how do I include the client in the work? Because in the past, also, we could develop a product and then find the customers, but today it doesn't work like that anymore. Today, we need to build our products for the customers, with the customers. Because, as I said, we are living in a change of era. So, what does systemic teamwork look like? So I come in and I work with the entire team or with all of the stakeholders. As I said, lots of people in the room. I map out thorny issues in very simple ways. And a simple way could be using floor markers so that I can jumpstart group simulations around a desired business or strategic goal. Another thing that I do is I work with in different ways with information that I have. That can be in analytical ways, or that can be also in other ways, like using intuition. Yeah, so my brain has 2 halves, and they are also a team. So when I work with a team, I bring my own whole team to the work, right? And this is also very important. I also untangle hidden patterns, hidden relationship dynamics, misplaced loyalties, outdated allegiances, so that they can be really addressed in a successful way. Yeah, addressed and resolved. So with systemic tools, it is possible for team members to leave their personal positions behind so that they can align around that business or strategic goal and actually achieve it. And one more thing that I do is I help clients understand, or leaders, I help them understand their teams, their clients, and the market. Because, as I said, and I will repeat this, yeah, in the past, we could develop a product and then sell it, then look for the customers, but that doesn't work anymore. Today we need to build for the customer, with the customer. I can imagine that this could be still a little confusing, so I brought a team with me. I have here a box with many figures. They stand for team members. So if you are interested in knowing what systemic teamwork could do for you, I will be happy to demonstrate my tools and apply it to whichever business challenge you have right now. So that was it. Teamwork.
Thank you, Sonsolis. Thank you for your inputs on teamwork and for that very practical offering. We'd like to see how you do that. But we always say teamwork is important because teamwork makes the dream work. The only way to go. Yes, thank you for that. You also spoke about interdependence, as the core of existence of everything. And that's serendipity. Why? Because the mandala is one of the most beautiful examples of interdependence as the core of our existence as well. Everything comes out of everything, is connected to everything. And there's been that beautiful quality of flow in this panel today as well, because you ended on teamwork, you picked up on teamwork, we started on that beautiful healing note. So really, it's been really a glorious conversation this afternoon. You want to say something? Yes?
Yeah, so what you just said, in my work, we call that the intelligence of systems.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, that was wonderful. With that, we come to our last speaker for this session, for this very engaging discussion. I'd like to invite Ivanka Novakovic to speak with us. She's the CEO and founder of Pro Consulting Organizational Development, coming from Serbia.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all for beautiful speeches, because actually we will work as a team. And we are working as a team. And thank you so much for bringing up non-linear co-creation. And I really believe that teamwork is that, like non-linear co-creation, and that we are all the time working in different teams. And this panel is about building our future from today, leaving the legacy to younger generations and discussing this connectivity. So non-linear co-creation has another word that we can use, and it is synchronicity as well. So me coming here to Slovenia 2 days ago had so many synchronicities. On my first day here, on Thursday, actually I bought one mandala. I didn't know about yours. I found out first day evening, but now, I'm artist supporter. Then yesterday during our panel, and now I have two beautiful colleagues from my panel. I see only two of you, maybe somebody else is in the room, yes. We actually worked as a team. And we discussed it as well, because we didn't meet before. We only had the subject, and you know how it worked. I gave some meta-theoretical framework, and then what happened? Each one of you gave your own personal examples that totally matched with that framework, and you just like referred to it, and together we sat after the panel and discussed it, how it was like pure synchronicity. Actually, it was non-linear co-creation. And where does it start? It starts with a strong sense of purpose. Me, as a consultant, trainer, and coach, I work with different teams. And in business, we discuss agile teams lately. Teams that work together on a project, and then when the project is finished, they moved to another project. So from time to time, you meet the same people, but most often you work in a team with people you've never met. So how to connect, how to make this beautiful non-linear co-creation? First thing is strong sense of purpose. So this beautiful gathering here of these 2.5 days has this strong sense of purpose. And actually yesterday I acknowledged it myself, saying I feel this sense of purpose within this community. So this is the first thing that could bring us all here as a team. So thank you very much for having this beautiful purpose and mission. Yeah. And when we are all connected around that purpose and mission, then we can do two things. And I would like you to imagine your right side as, like some hard things to do, and your left side as some soft things to do. So starting from purpose and mission, going here saying we need some objectives, we need some measures, we need some plan. And we have it here for this beautiful gathering. And that's enough for these hard things to do. Moving to soft things, we need mutual support, we need development, we need building on our strengths, building on our talents, seeing talents, supporting each other, sharing love, sharing hugs, physical contacts to feel supported, and then to connect as human beings on a very, very personal level, which we also did during these 2 days through various things, through this beautiful dinner and dancing that we had last night, and through these coffee breaks. And you know what is this? I've just met, like 1 hour ago, beautiful colleague, and she gave me this present. She said, I want to give this present to you. What happened to me? My vibration raised. This is, so having the purpose, having structure done and clear objectives, and then moving here to support each other, build for each other, and then connect on a personal level is what actually makes these beautiful synchronicities and teamworks. So I'm so happy for being here with you for these 2.5 days, and this would be one of the greatest experiences in my life. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ivanka, and thank you for bringing that up. In creating our future today is in this togetherness, in this sisterhood, in raising our vibration individually and collectively. Thank you for that. Thank you to each one of you absolutely resplendent ladies for bringing the gift, giving us